led the product and technology organizations for online travel, global distribution systems, and airline solutions businesses. So before we get started, I just want to give the audience a quick note on how they can ask the questions. So I believe you could all see the Q&A pane on your screens. Just type in the questions whenever you would like to ask the questions, and all the questions would queue up, and we would be able to take up the questions at the end of the session. And a couple of us on the call, the speakers would be able to answer your questions. Again, look for the Q&A pane on your screen and to start typing in questions if you have any. Yeah. All right, so today the key theme of our session is creating value by digital reinvention. Creating value by digital reinvention. You hear this everywhere. It's kind of a buzzword nowadays, regardless of which industry you belong to. So speaking of digital in travel, the travel industry, as most of you might know, has already experienced 3 different digital revolutions in the past. Right, the first one being in mid-60s, when the computerized reservation systems, the first CRS resolution happened, and that led to the birth of global distribution systems. And the second revolution was, the rise of World Wide Web, the internet, the online travel agencies, and the whole phenomena shook up the whole travel ecosystem, because it was the first time, a traveler was offered, to book, compare the fares online without having to visit a brick and mortar travel agency. The third revolution, if you remember, resulted from the expansion of internet, and added capabilities from internet to mobile, social, local, etc., etc. And the fourth revolution, I would say, the travel as a service and mobility. I mean, it's not just we're not just talking about mobile anymore. It's all about mobility and location-based services, using GPS and and highly targeted retail opportunities, etc. And the customer experience, data, mobile, personalizations, all being the core of travel businesses these days. And the SaaS-based business models, the businesses are reinventing. For example, the Airbnb disruptive business model kind of disrupted the industry, creating new opportunities for more traditional players to step up and get digital, right? And the rapid growth of mobile, the cloud, social media, analytics, means the customers and the businesses are working as one to create value and a whole new experience for all of us. So digital has completely altered the way consumers shop today, as all of us do. The traveler, today's traveler, the modern traveler, I would say, personalization is key, and customer journey tracking is a must for any travel company nowadays. And travelers actually want to experience places before the actual experience is, before they actually go to the trip. It's become a basic expectation. And the traveler nowadays is connected, always connected and always on. Whether it's Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, social media channels, as we all know. And the travel companies, looking to build relationship with their core customers, multi-channel content, and positioning along the customer journey. And these things actually compounds the digital transformation challenge for the companies. So today we will discuss digital transformation trends and why it is so critical to this extremely competitive travel industry. We will discuss a specific case study from one of the leading travel marketing companies in the world, and their digital transformational goals and how they approached this journey. We will also learn about a specific SAP offered solution called Hybris, which enables businesses accomplish their digital transformation goals by providing customer engagement, marketing, and e-commerce processes for all of for multi-channels. So with that, I'd like to introduce two gentlemen on the call. Mark Wall is a general manager, digital services, operations, and quality, the distribution and e-commerce division in TUI. And so Mark has been with TUI he's been with the company over 17 years. And he was the part of the digital transformation that TUI has taken, I believe, a couple of years ago. So Mark would be sharing some insights around TUI's digital transformation goals and how they approach the execution towards these objectives. We also have Sebastian from SAP on the call, and Sebastian is now an industry principal working on digital transformation strategy within SAP Hybris, customer engagement, and commerce solutions. So to begin with, I would invite Mark to share with us some insights around TUI's digital transformation goals and what they've accomplished and how they accomplished. So Mark, thanks for joining. Welcome to this webinar. So please tell us about your role at TUI, and also share with our audience about the overall your views on digital transformation in the travel industry.
Yep. Thanks very much, Kishore. Welcome, everyone. So my role within TUI, within the UK business, TUI Group is a worldwide organization, the largest travel business in the world. We specifically look after the UK business, and we led the digital reinvention across the group, which is being adopted now by our other source markets within the group. My role within TUI itself, TUI UK, is to have operational responsibility of our online digital platforms. So within the production live environments, it is my responsibility to make sure that the websites and the digital platforms are always on, always working, and that whenever we deliver new changes to the websites or updates, that they go through successfully. My other role within the e-commerce area is to look after the sourcing of new digital technology to increase the business revenue, so to look at how we can enhance the customer experience through the use of digital technology, and then also how do we increase the revenue of the business along with the customer experience to make it easier for customers to transact online. And as a business, if we look back 7 to 8 years ago, travel as an industry were very late adopters of digital. So when you look back quite a number of years, we were using a mainframe reservation system that was created 33 years ago. We were using a antiquated, outdated e-commerce platform, which was not fit for purpose for the digital age when you bring into the equation of mobile and iPads. So as a whole, the business knew that we needed to change. We knew as the growth of mobile went into the market and our customers started adopting mobile and wanted to transact at any point of their lifestyles, whether they're out shopping or whether they're en route to work or traveling back home, they use technology in various ways to access your business. So we knew, as a business as a whole, we had to transform, and we underwent a massive digital reinvention, not just from an e-commerce platform perspective, but also from our back-end reservation system. It was right through to our finance system. So we reinvented and changed everything from sourcing the contracts to actually processing the payments. And one of the key parts of that was how you adopt the digital transformation from an online perspective. And that's what we'll be going through today.
All
so
right.
as a business, what we noticed.
No, please go ahead, Mark.
Yep. So as a business, what we noticed 6 to 7 years ago was in terms of our online share, the majority of our bookings all came through desktop. We knew mobile was emerging, and a lot of our customers had adopted mobile, but our online our share of online bookings was only at 33%. So as a business that wanted to drive digital reinvention, we knew we needed to grow that online share of bookings. Our conversion ratio, back when we started the initial thoughts of digital transformation, was our look to book ratio, so our conversion ratio was at 0.8%, which is relatively low from an e-commerce channel, and that's specifically within the travel industry. And if you think about the digital disruptors of the business of the world today, the Airbnbs, as Kishore mentioned, they're converting at a much higher, larger rate, and the new adopters like Booking.com and Hotel.com, those are the key people. Although they're not direct competitors of our business, we had to grow as fast. We had to do something to keep up to date with the market and what our customers wanted to do. We were also aware of our pages, so our content pages within the websites and our digital platforms, to really provide the inspirational stuff to our customers who are looking at travel and looking at going to destinations, that they wanted richer content. Now, to ensure that you are always optimized from an SEO perspective, Google are constantly reinventing and changing their search algorithms. You need to be able to adopt and change your content at a fast pace to counteract how quickly Google move. So we knew our content wasn't SEO optimized. And the other part of that is how many different systems that we had in play at any one time. So when we look back 7 years ago, in terms of our legacy platforms, we had 50 plus systems all working together to provide just the online presence that we needed to. Now, trying to change any one of those systems at any point, or trying to move forward in the digital age, you can't have so many systems in place. You need to shrink the amount of legacy platforms that you've got to be able to change quicker without the dependency on a number of other systems.
Okay.
So what we did as a business. Oh, go on, Kishore.
No, keep going. I was going to ask you how you approached this whole journey of digital transformation. So keep going. Yeah.
Yep. So as a business, knowing what we knew, so we knew our online share, our conversion ratios. We knew we weren't SEO optimized, and we had a really disparate 50 plus legacy platforms. We knew we needed to change, but there's a process that you have to go through in terms of understanding change, in terms of your transformation. So you need to know where you want to get to. So we had to look at ourselves really hard and say, well, actually, where are we now with our online share at 33%, and where do we want to be within the next 5 years? We also need to look at, well, in terms of SEO, we want to grow organic traffic to the site, thus reducing our dependency on pay-per-click and the marketing spend that we had. With the legacy platforms that we had, we knew we were slow to the market in terms of changes. It took us very long to get new changes, even if the smallest change would take between 2 to 3 months to really get to market, and we knew we needed to be able to deploy quicker and faster. So we know we needed to be scalable and have the ability to deploy quickly. From a user experience perspective, as I mentioned before, customers are looking for that richer and more engaging content. They want to see videos of destinations. They want to see videos of the hotel's 360 views of the rooms that they're going to be staying in. Customers are actively looking for this information, and it helps them on their buying journey. Providing customers with a much better user experience was one of our key goals. The other part of that is becoming an omni-channel business. So TUI as a whole within the UK, we've got a presence within our retail estate, shops on the high street. We've also got a contact centre, and then we have the online presence. And we needed to make sure that we wanted to present a personalised, enhanced customer experience, no matter what touch point the customer interacted with us on. And we needed a common set of platforms. Instead of having 50+ legacy systems all working together to just deliver the individual content that we wanted online, or reservations, or inventory, we wanted some common platforms and the processes to go back with that. So overall, we set these as goals for the transformation. We wanted to be scalable and deploy quickly. And the other part of that is we wanted to give more control back to the business teams. So historically, any change within our online platforms has always been through IT. And with IT, you need to go through processes, but allowing the business to really own and control the online space, you have to give them a certain level of control, and being able to change web pages as and when the business needed to, merchandise certain pages, deploy images or change images and marketing messages at a very fast pace. So you have to give a certain level of control back to the business. One of our targets was to become 80% self-service, so that's giving 80% of the self-service capabilities back to the business to fully transact, freeing up your IT divisions to really look at the strategic elements and focus on enhancing the technology as you went.
Yeah, so Mark, on that point, in addition to giving the control to the business, what other changes were needed while executing as part of the execution plan from the digital transformation engagement perspective, particularly from the IT standpoint? What other changes were needed? Yeah.
Yep. So one of the things that we had to do was really understand a process. So we had to define what our roadmap was and what we needed to change. And we know we needed to change systems, but the other thing that we needed to work a lot more closely with and change is how we deliver IT, how we deliver the key strategic elements within there, and that's how we worked very closely with Sonata, who were already our IT software partners in the transformation that we were undergoing. So as a strategic solution, Sonata helped us within our journey and establishing what the roadmap is. So being able to define essentially what we wanted to get out of it and build that roadmap of change. The other thing that we needed to look at is gathering trends and how quickly other businesses were transforming. So you constantly have to keep up to date with either how your competitors are doing, but also the digital disruptors, how quickly other emerging companies are coming into the market, and what are they doing, what new capabilities and technologies that they're bringing into it. And then you need to set what your target architecture needs to be. So fully understanding from the 50+ legacy applications, what is it that you want your architectures to be? How quickly can you deploy? It is all dependent on the number of systems in play at any one time. So gathering all that information really helps you define your roadmap and the process that you need to follow.
That's great.
In terms of what you need to do from a evaluation, sorry, Kishore.
No. There's a bit of a pause here. So sorry to interrupt you. Keep going, and I have a couple of questions that I'll jump back at you, once you're done. Yeah, keep going.
Yep, no problem. So in terms of following the process, and once you've defined what you want, you need to evaluate what capabilities are out there. So looking at build versus buy. So do we build something that we had historically? So within TUI UK, we had an internal built e-commerce platform, which was supported and developed by Sonata as our partners. But when we're looking at a new solution, is it easier to build something internally, or do we go out and buy something off the shelf that will give us that enhanced capability? Once you decide build versus buy, which from our perspective we went for buy because internally we couldn't deliver some of the capabilities that other new e-commerce platforms were essentially providing. Then you need to look at shortlisting a number of products, and part of our shortlisting process is evaluating the different options within the market. For us, Hybris became very quickly the outstanding product in delivering what our underlying roadmap and our goals were in its capability. And then you need to pilot the change. So in terms of looking at part of your transformation, you can't replace everything all at the same time. You have to do it in a number of stages, and that's essentially what we did. We took one of our well-known brands and used that as our test case. But because we were reinventing the total digital transformation, one of the core elements of that was starting with your reservation platform. And once you've delivered the reservation platform and that's in place, then we started fitting in the e-commerce platform of Hybris on top of that.
Got it. And can Sebastian talk about you mentioned Hybris was chosen for a particular reason. Can you or Sebastian elaborate more detail about Hybris solution?
I can do elaborate. So if Mike, you don't mind, I'll show my screen now.
Thanks, Sebastian.
Yep, just let me know when things are all set, so you can see the blue screen, the blue slide of the presentation, and I'll go.
Yep, we can see that.
All right, perfect. Okay, so talking about Hybris solutions, the thing that's important to understand is that SAP Hybris or Hybris was acquired by SAP 3.5 years ago. Hybris was in the market for being an e-commerce platform that had proven track record in the retail industry. So this is where the commerce platform of Hybris comes from the retailing industry. And SAP basically purchased Hybris to enhance its portfolio and start addressing the front office issues and challenges faced by organizations out there. As you all know, SAP was known to be an ERP/back office/legacy system type of enterprise. And with the acquisition of Hybris, they kind of strengthened their position to address everything or every topic that had to deal with front office challenges in digital transformation, about offering customer engagement and commerce and omni-channel commerce solutions out there. So what is exactly SAP Hybris made of? Well, it's a portfolio of solutions. In a nutshell, we have a commerce solution, and Mark did refer to Hybris as being their commerce framework. So we have a commerce solution that's basically helping travel organizations to run personalizing shopping experience, to connect with all the digital channels out there. Our commerce platform is omni-channel at its core, so yes, it can expose data coming from old and legacy systems, all the way up until the new digital and physical touch points that you can think of. Through our experience management layer, so we also have an omni-channel connect piece that comes with our software, meaning that every piece of information that resides within our commerce platform can be exposed, like I said, to all the digital channel out there. So it's API based. That's how it works. We have a billing solution. So billing will help travel organizations to come up with new business model, offering subscription-based billing for railways, for example. You can think of subscribing to ancillary programs if you're in airlines. You can think about subscribing to a flight pass if an airline would like to do so. You can also think about subscribing to some all-inclusive packages over a year if your business would like to do so. So billing is about subscription-based billing per usage. We have, and of course, those solutions can do way more than that, but I'm just summing this up as quick as possible. So our marketing component is out there to basically provide you with the ability to store customer data and marketing campaign data in one place, so you can build this 360-degree view of your customers or your guests. Our service and sales solutions mainly cover what's happening in the field. So, for example, if you're a hotel or a resort and you would like to have your guest experience managers collecting feedback on the spot with the guests that are on your properties, you could be using our service piece to basically collect this information that would then be all synced up into your marketing database. And if you're thinking about our sales component, this is where you would enable your sales force to basically deal with their sales cycle. So if you're, again, a hotel or an airline and you're selling blocks of your inventory out there for groups or for some corporate accounts, it's all about managing your sales process. So a sales force automation. So who are your leads? When do you have appointments scheduled, and so on and so on. So that's kind of making up for the entire portfolio of Hybris and SAP Hybris, should I say? And as I mentioned earlier, or maybe I haven't, but we are present in all of the subsectors of the travel industry, meaning that we deal with airlines already. We have hospitality customers. We are engaging and having customers in the passenger transportation area, ferries, cruise lines, tour operators, and airports as well. So let me just expand a little bit more on one piece of the solutions that I've described earlier, and this one is the commerce portion of it. So SAP Hybris Commerce for Travel. Well, we do know that the traditional reservation systems were simply not meant for a digital world, right? Disparate systems have evolved. Data is stored in silos. Processes are not consistent. So, and I'm having problems switching the slides here. Okay, so basically, how can we help travel organizations to become less ticket-centric and to become more customer-centric? So how do you transform to becoming a customer-centric organization? How do you deliver digital customer engagement? Well, it's what SAP Hybris does in essence. It's omni-channel at its core, meaning that it integrates all digital and physical customer touch points into a single platform. It has an omni-channel core that provides one source for all underlying data. And we think that travel organizations need an integrated system of reference that will sit above traditional transactional reservation systems, just like Mark referred to. So it's about giving business users more agility to deploy new promotions, to craft new marketing campaigns, to come up with some editing on landing pages in order to boost conversion rates, so do some A/B testing. So how do you basically empower the business users to start working on the KPI of conversions more? So the concept of Hybris being omni-channel here is about like pulling the data that's residing in closed environment and in places where you need IT people to help you out, like computer reservation system or revenue management system or loyalty system or even ERP systems, and bringing this information into one instance called Hybris Commerce, where you have built-in product catalog management capabilities that will allow business people to basically configure new sets of product using bundling capabilities that we have and expose them all the way into all the digital channels that you can think of. That's the core value proposition of Hybris. So Hybris is a market leader in commerce. Its application will include web content management, digital asset management for enriched content, omni-channel integration layer, product content management, advanced personalization, because we do have customer account built in the commerce platform, and on top of that we have a powerful business rules engine to do some segmentation, to do some personalized offering based on who's logged in and who's shopping. We can also have merchandising business rules deployed using our rules engine again, and offer some products or services that are in line with who's shopping and what is in the shopping cart. Our commerce platform is rated a leader by independent analysts. It's built on a flexible and open technology architecture, meaning that in-house you can deal with your own development programs, if you will. So it allows the platform to be easily integrated to your existing systems. And as I mentioned, customer can develop their own functionalities at the pace that suits them, offering a high degree of business agility. And as of late, we have introduced what we call the Travel Accelerator. Well, it's what is this exactly, Travel Accelerator? It's nothing more or nothing less than an internal word that defines business services that were extended on top of the core retailing capabilities of Hybris Commerce, but those business services are now travel specific. So it provides the industry with functionalities like a travel storefront. We do travel search, bundling, fare shopping. We store or master inventory and pricing information. We have built-in capabilities to manage ancillaries or add-ons that you can, all the add-ons that you can think of, so you can configure and use Hybris Commerce to deploy your ancillary strategies. We have passenger profile built-in booking management where people can log in, amend, and cancel. We have a business process engine sitting in our commerce platform, enabling organizations to deal with some use cases of smooth disruption management, and so on and so on. So in essence, the Travel Accelerator is made of three things. It's a data model, that's travel, right? It's a responsive storefront with and travel-specific business services. So here you have a quick look at what our storefront looks like. It's a responsive storefront, and what else should I say about the Travel Accelerator? Well, I think as the name suggests, it is a software solution that will accelerate your implementation of SAP Hybris Commerce. And as I said, it provides travel industry-specific functionality, extending the core commerce capabilities, which is extremely important. It will allow travel providers to create contextual, personalized, and relevant customer experience. And to sum it up, this is why or where we think we have a chance at winning when talking with travel organizations. So We can act as a single point of integration, so integrating with back office sources and integrating as well with external channels for you to sell and offer this single view of your organizations across all channels, and hence handle what we call the end-to-end traveler journey. We act as a single point of management where all your product offerings, promotions, bundlings, segmentation, whatever you want to call it, you can deal with the management of these aspects using Hybris. As I said earlier, we are a true omni-channel customer connect machine. We have integrated capabilities like a WCMS, a business process engine, an assisted service mode where your call center agents can help shoppers to complete transactions by quickly accessing their web session. Customer profile, passenger profile built in the platform. And of course, we have an extended CEC portfolio. CEC stands for Customer Engagement and Commerce Portfolio. I'm referring here to the slide I started off with, the orange slide with the commerce, billing, marketing, sales, and service box in there. All of these set of solutions are, of course, integrating and integrated well together. Cost of ownership is less as surprising as it may seem. It's an open technology architecture, and it will allow you guys or travel organizations to basically deal with your own projects while installed. Open technology means that you can customize it the way it is. And in some cases, we have seen travel organizations using Hybris simply as a framework to develop their own sets of business services. And we have customer developed extensions, like I mentioned earlier. So that sums it up about SAP Hybris. I'd like to thank you all for listening. And if you have any question or if you'd like any further information, please reach out. And on that, I'll turn it back to my friends at Sonata.
All right, thanks, Sebastian. And obviously, today's digital reality, this requires deeper integration with CRM, data as companies attempt to track the scope of their customer journey, and particularly across multiple devices and channels. So the customer, the personalized content can be presented to the customer at the right time at the right device. Obviously, it's a big challenge for organizations. It looks like your omni-channel integration aspect that you just mentioned looks very interesting from that perspective. Yeah. So now I'd like to switch back to Mark from TUI. Mark, are you there? Mark, can you hear me?
So choosing, oh, sorry, I was on mute, Keisha.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah.
Thank you. So yeah, thanks very much. So yeah, so from a implementation perspective and why we chose Hybris, as Sebastian alluded to, Hybris gives you a number of capabilities across various areas within the business in terms of its market presence, the customer experience that it offers, that self-service capability, which is really important to businesses as they want to transform and become digitally agile. You need to be able to deliver change at a much faster rate, providing that self-service capability. You need greater customer insight, so you need to be able to understand what your customers are doing to really personalize that experience for those customers. So Sebastian mentioned customer account, and customer account is a big piece of functionality for us in TUI UK, because it really allows you to understand both from an analytics point of view of what your customers actually want, and then allows you to adapt and change your roadmap accordingly to what you're seeing your customers are doing throughout the site. From a omni-channel experience, one of the things that TUI UK are looking at delivering over the next couple of months is taking what we've delivered on our websites across mobile, tablet, and desktop, but using that same capability and providing it to our in-house retail shops. So they essentially have the same immersive content, the same imagery and videos that we can present online to show customers whilst they're there in shops. So really sit down and give that personalized experience whilst they're in a shop, but also bringing across the personalized content and richer, engaging content and videos. So in terms of Hybris, from an architecture viewpoint of view, we needed to ensure that Hybris as a solution really fitted in with a number of elements within our business. So we have our own payment server, we have document management solutions, analytics. We need to integrate Google Maps to provide information for customers where our hotels are, where resorts are. We need to provide customers with a set of FAQs, so we integrate technology across the piece with Hybris as our core commerce platform, with a number of other technologies that provide additional capabilities. And Hybris has really proven to be able to integrate with anything that we have come up with. So from a solution perspective, Hybris has definitely been the right decision from TUI UK. We can never say that we finished that digital transformation. We're constantly reinventing ourselves, because when you look at the digital disruptors out there and how immersive that they can become, and how quickly that they can transform even the new technologies that they're presenting and how quickly they can optimize those, we're going to be continually going on this online journey and reinventing ourselves. I don't think it just stops with implementing Hybris. It's how you fully optimize that. And as Sebastian mentioned, Hybris provides you the capability to continue developing it in-house yourself, and that's who we use Sonata for. So Sonata, being our software partners, we come up with new ideas, and then Sonata and its partners then develop the additional capability that we need on top of Hybris.
Yeah. So Mark, thanks. And so one last question on this topic. You might have already touched upon this, but so bear with me and appreciate if you can give us some insights how TUI measured the success of this journey. Any particular metrics that you guys measured to quantify the success?
Yes, certainly, Kishore. So in terms of the transformation of Hybris for TUI, we needed to transform to travel commerce, align business processes, and develop complex integrations. But in terms of key business impacts, we have seen massive growth in our online presence. So in terms of SEO benefit, we are driving a lot more traffic organically to our websites through that enhanced immersive content, and allowing us to continually change and adopt changes from that Google are generating, but also integrating with social media and driving the traffic from a number of different digital touch points around the internet back into the sites, reducing that additional spend that we have to do through PPC. We've also seen a massive increase in conversion benefits. So where we were back 6 to 7 years ago, we're at 0.8 conversion. We're now at 1.7, and that is a massive increase in terms of conversion of our online customers. What's even bigger as part of that is the increase in terms of mobile. So we knew 7 years ago that mobile was a piece of technology or a digital touchpoint that customers were definitely going to adopt, and we were the slow adopters to that. But given the transformation that we've done on Hybris, and allowing us to become mobile optimized, so we're presenting a customer experience that is optimized to those mobiles. We've actually seen an increase in terms of our mobile traffic. So 40% of our actual traffic comes from customers using mobile. And we've also seen a big increase in our online share. As a business, we wanted to become online driven, and to do that you have to increase that online share. So taking share away from the rest of the elements within your business in terms of your third-party links, in terms of agents that are selling your holidays, but also our in-house retail, so our shops that are on the high street. We needed to increase our online share to really gain the benefit of becoming online driven. And over the last 3 to 4 years, we have achieved 50%, and we've just finished the year now on 59.6% online share. So we're getting very close to that the overall 5-year target of becoming 75% share online. We've also seen a big increase in online customer satisfaction. So we know our customers enjoy the experiences that we're providing to them, but we're continually looking for the feedback and integrating with other technologies to gain that customer feedback, to ensure that we're continually optimizing our online channels, to ensure that we're giving customers what they want. And I think overall our availability, because when we transformed back from the reservation system and our new e-commerce platform, we've essentially become a 24/7 business. Previously, we used to have the websites going down at 1 o'clock in the morning and coming back at 5 o'clock. So you'd have that 4-hour downtime where your systems are updating and refreshing. Now our websites are up 24/7. And what we've seen is that customers experiences are changing because more customers are working different shift patterns. So you do still have a number of customers on your websites between those early hours of the morning making those decisions to book holidays. So overall, the key benefits for the business have exceeded our expectations in terms of transforming our business from becoming a very antiquated, hard to change business to becoming very digitally focused and online driven.
Got it. Thank you, Mark. So thank you, Sebastian and Mark, again for a very informative session. And I'd just like to close this session with some commentary in regards to digital transformation. I think most of you know Skift, a leading travel research the organization. They present the travel industry trends. So recently, and this is actually a Skift report. They talked about the 4 key pillars of for the digital transformation: user experience, personalization, automation, and the most important thing, the organizational readiness. So obviously, all these pillars are interconnected. As you hear everywhere these days, outstanding customer experience requires a customized and personalized approach to digital content. I think Mark and Sebastian had touched upon this. I think the key challenge is the fragmentation of the data across disparate systems, and digital infrastructure continues to be a challenge for many companies in delivering automated and personalized content. And obviously, with the big data, unlocking the value of travel data is not only crucial to digitizing the industry, but it also can open up new business models and revenue streams. So, in line with our concept, our key theme today, the digital reinvention. I think most important thing is organization readiness. In my view, is the ultimate crucial step towards this journey. So if a company is not prepared to invest both time and money into the tools, the processes, and the talent, and whatever technology is required, third-party solutions, what have you, to deliver digitally personalized experiences, I think it will be unlikely to reach any quantitative results. So it's been interesting to listen in Mark and Sebastian talk about their third-party partnerships and the readily available solutions like Hybris, etc., and how they were able to leverage this towards the journey. So finally, I would say that to keep up with the fast-paced digital transformation, travel businesses in the industry, I think the companies, the businesses need to remain innovative, be open to influence, and connect to new partners and become part of this new emerging ecosystem. So with that, I thank again the team and the audience on behalf of SAP and Sonata. And I think we have about 8 minutes. I would like to open up the floor for Q&A. And I do see some questions queued up here. So I can read that while people start asking other questions. So the first question here is, how do you see the data migration between legacy systems, and how important was it as part of to the business, as part of the journey? So data migration, Mark or Sebastian, would you like to take that question?
Well, I can take this question. So how important is the data migration? What is the question? What is the question again?
Yeah, I don't know how important the data migration from legacy. I mean, obviously, if you have multiple legacy systems, and at what point you need to make a decision on this migration.
Well, I'm not sure I'm going to go straight and hit this one on the nail, because that's quite a broad question. But
yeah,
how important it is, I'd say that from my perspective, it is critical to get as much data as possible into one place for various reasons. Mark did talk about having a single view on orders and all that. That's of importance. But another important area would be when you start configuring your 360-degree view of your customers, because in the end, you're going down this path of digital transformation, to own an end-to-end traveler journey, to be able to recognize who's shopping, who's consuming, who's returning, who's sharing feedback, and all that. So it is critical, almost mandatory, to have as much customer data in one place, so you can build this 360-degree view of your customer if you want to serve him according to your customer relationship management practices. And that's not easy. That's not easy.
Yep. All right. Any other questions?
I would agree with that, Kishore. Just from my side, Kishore. So, in terms of data migration, it is absolutely fundamental in terms of doing the digital reinvention. And there's different parts of data. So you've got booking data, you've got inventory data, you've got content that you need to migrate, but then you also have customer data. Each of those are essential to ensuring that, as Sebastian said, you've got that 360 view of that customer, because without the customer data in terms of what customers you've had in the past and how you've moved that data across, it's also understanding their booking data. What did they book previously, and how do you ensure that you deliver those personalized experience? So data migration is really important, and you need to ensure that in every decision that you're making, as you're undertaking the process, that you keep the data element as one of the top priorities.
Yeah, good point. Thanks, Mark. Yeah. So any other questions that we might have? Another 4 minutes. So I've got a question. The queue. I think Mark, you can take this. This is specific to the journey that you discussed today. So when was the first proof point delivered to the business?
So in terms of our digital transformation, we had to undertake, because we transformed a number of elements within the business, back from your inventory system right through to finance. We had to understand all of the requirements, and that took time to fully understand exactly what your requirements are. It takes time to scope that out. But from when we first took on Hybris, if I just talk about the e-commerce implementation or adoption, when we first brought Hybris in to go into market, was in that initial transition period, I think we did it within a 6-month period, from fully understanding the technology through to driving the implementation of it. And then it's just been ongoing. We now do monthly releases into Hybris. It's a fast-paced optimization piece that Hybris and our partner Sonata have really given us.
Got it. Thanks, Mark. And there's the next question, I think, again, related to your goals and objectives that you discussed earlier. And in terms of the progress, what was your revenue and customer increase from the percentage-wise?
Yeah, so in terms of the UK business, we knew we had to grow the online presence, and we have seen massive increase in online revenue generation. I think we're at the moment, we're currently at, in terms of the 2 UK and Ireland websites, we're up to generating £4 billion worth of revenue within the UK alone. So we've grown our customer base, and every year we're increasing our customer base. We're bringing new experiences, new products to market that no one else in the travel industry has delivered, and that's allowing us to grow that customer base, which in turn then allows us to grow our revenues.
All right, thank you. So I guess it's the last question. So Mark, this is about what was the criteria that you guys used to select Sonata as your the development partner? And how was that integration between your in-house development teams and your partner worked out during the execution of this critical transformational effort?
Yeah, so from selecting Sonata as our partner, it was really to understand that Sonata knew Hybris as a solution, and Sonata have been with us on our journey of adopting Hybris, and I think they are a well-versed Hybris implementer now in terms of it being an e-commerce channel. But we essentially went on that journey both together as part of the implementation, and as a partner now. Being able to select Sonata at the time, they were already our software partners, and having that deep level of understanding of the business, because they had already done our development of our legacy e-commerce platform, really helped fasten the pace of adopting the new e-commerce platform. So for us, it was essential. Although initially we brought in an implementer, we soon migrated from that implementer to Sonata, based on what they were displaying to us, and we've been partners ever since.
So if I may add on to what Mark just said, basically I'm talking from Hybris perspective here. We're closely monitoring and looking at what TUI is doing with our e-commerce platform, because first of all, we're extremely proud of the results that those guys achieved for once, but we're also extremely proud about the adoption rate. They've kind of taken this new bike and start wheeling off very, very quickly with that, and I think it's both because of TUI's capacity to absorb a new technology from a business standpoint, but it is also because of Sonata being able to deliver Hybris capabilities for what they are. So frankly, guys, both Sonata and TUI, I'm thanking you very much for the use that you're doing. and we are keeping a close eye on you, as well as your colleagues and friends out of the Nordics and Sweden, in Poland, who are also using Hybris platform.
All right, thanks, Sebastian. So thanks again, guys, for a detailed, informative session here. Thank you for all the participants. And have a good day, good evening, and cheers. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.